What's going on? Hope everybody doing good once again. This is all Will Kennels of the Carolinas at your services, and we're gonna be talking about some good things. Really good topic today. It's gonna be talking about assessing your dog and allowing the assessments so you can check them off on your dogs. Because I think a lot of times we forget that sometimes when we don't do that or we shortcut things with these dogs, then they don't turn out the way they're supposed to turn out. Then you begin to see flaws that really shouldn't be there, but you kind of make them there. You know what I'm saying? Letting the dog, get out too early before they ready and thinking they ready just because they acting like that. No, you got to let them go through that assessment part. That's just like a job. When we at a job, right? They give us an assessment test on what we know or what type of experience though we have that's in comparison with the other jobs we don't have. So that's why they check you out, see if you're familiar with some of the things, seeing if you're comfortable. So that's the same thing with our dogs. We have to go with the assessing part. I think that's very important, and just going through that assessment of checking off everything. So assessment is the hold up, I don't got kind of like a brain fart, but the assessment is the evaluating or estimate of the nature, quality of someone or something. So that see we and that's why we got to start assessing, like you said, the nature of it. The nature of the dogs. They're gonna be a bulldog, number one. But the quality is so very important. Especially if we come from a good group of kennels or kennels per se, just say kennel, from a good kennel, and they've been breeding out quality. And like I say, and sometimes we don't check off everything that we're supposed to really just check off. Just by assessing the dog, because we tend to just put them out, man, too early sometime, and not having that patient, man. And so, and we was talking about, I was talking to a gentleman, man. He reached out, been talking for like maybe about I just say probably about like several months, man. He reached out to me, and once again, another client, another guy that I can build some mutual relationship with, and he schooling me on some things as well. But he liked that video that I had, the proven and the unproven. And he was like, bro, you hit some corners there. He said, man, I had to sit there and watch that video. I'm glad I was able to touch him in a way that he could really understand, instead of somebody just, leaping over. Because a lot of times you have questions that people, they don't never want to answer. So they'll leap over the question that you ask and don't never address what you really saying. But they'll leap, you this, that. But like I said, I think really we had to get back into that assessment part of when we get these breed of dogs or any breed. We got to get back to assessment part. Check off everything to make sure this dog ready. If a person is telling you how their dog's gonna act, or when they gonna turn on, or just gonna show it this time, you gotta wait on that. You can't put him out there. You can't listen. And I think that's a lot of times we fail to realize that part of raising these dogs up. And you're gonna still have to go through the assessment test, because to keep quality, to keep breeding high quality dogs, you still gonna have to do it. You can't shortcut this game, and that's when you begin to start losing. You begin to start losing sight. You begin to be stagnant, like I done said before. And the only reason I'm saying this video, because I'm speaking to myself, number one, first and foremost. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. So I think we tend to leave that out, checking lists on our dogs, making sure we doing it, especially when we go into an outcross. It look like it's gonna work on the papers, and then when you finally evaluate it and whatnot, then you say, okay, it worked. But then you still got to check out this dog to make sure it's got this, what it's got, what made this dog better than just regularly outcrossing, or what made it work, or what made it click, or what made it blend in good. So that's what I think we fail to realize. And a lot of times when we don't assess the situation at its full potential, or address it to a certain way, then we lose focus. We lose focus on what of a good blood that we had, or what's the future for this blood, because we don't assess it enough. And I think that's a big thing that we got to start back getting into, putting into this breed, assessing it instead of just trying to throw it out there and push it out there just because it came from this or just because it came from this big name. No, you still got to do that assessment part. Even though they came out their grandparents or their great grandparents or their parents was go getters, we still got to assess them too to make sure they can live up to that height, live up to that name. And that's one of the biggest factors or fear factors that we have with this breed. I think they just don't assess them enough. You know, that's why I tell everybody, if you don't like something or that I got, or, you know, if it didn't work out for you, bring it back to me and then we'll figure something out. Because I want to make sure what was the cause why you didn't like it. So then that way I can go back to the drawing board, go back into my pedigree, or go back into viewing my dogs and seeing why this dog didn't turn out like that. And we know we gonna get the good and the bad. That's constantly. Hold up, I got him calling me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna short this video. Yeah, but I'm gonna call him back. But yeah. So I think we don't take the time out to go through that assessment test with our dogs. We don't take the time out. So, but yeah. Yeah, I think this was really a good topic. Just going through the assessment test with these dogs is very critical, especially if you want to be around these dogs and breed some good dogs or just have some good dogs. Assess them. You know, that's the main thing, man. So I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I ain't gonna go too far along. I think I gave y'all about 6 minutes. I could go farther along, but we just gonna keep it right there. I'm gonna just do a small one. I'm trying to learn how to compact everything in one video. And I'm trying to educate myself to, you know, say some more bigger words that can mean a bunch of things, but in one sentence. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get myself on that level too. I'm still trying to teach myself, so I'm gonna get there. And I'm still trying to evaluate myself, excel myself in this game, and really just know the from the front to the middle to the back, and then whatever way I want to go with it, the middle, then I go back to the front, I go to the back, then etc. But yeah, man, we got to really start doing that part, assessing our breed of dogs, man, and in order to make better dogs. I think we don't do that much. We see one little checklist and they say, oh, they got a high prey drive, and you want that, you know what I'm saying? But there's other things you need to assess too, you know what I'm saying? Bunch of things like, how this dog, if he come out to be an ace, how they gonna produce, what is gonna bring to the table, when you breed him, you know what I'm saying, or her, what is gonna bring to the table. And that's what you gotta assess, man. You got to assess these things in order to keep up a good breeded dog. That's like companies. That's why they assess their products, or they'll have somebody else to do it and try it out first before they even put it out in the market. And that's why you gotta do that, man. You just have to. And like I said, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. I ain't gonna get too long in it. It's 8 minutes, so call my homeboy back, call him, chop it up with him a little bit some more. I need to put this phone on the charger too, just as well. But you gotta do it. You gotta do it, man, in order to have a good breed. And I'm looking at everything that I have. I'm going through a lot of assessments myself, and I'm looking at these dogs every day. And I'm seeing what they can bring to the table, or what blend, or what dog bred with this, or if it's first cousins, or if it's aunt to nephew, or it's, I'm still assessing it, to its full potential, and what it's gonna give me, what it's gonna give me when these pups come out, instead of just saying, okay, I got some pups on the ground. Man, I'm telling you, you got to assess, and that's why that's very important, because that's what's gonna keep you in the game for a long period of time. Assessing this stuff, assessing your breed of dogs. But I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta put this phone on the charger. I hope y'all really enjoyed the video, really do. So I hope y'all can give me some comments on here so we can chop it up. I told you we're gonna talk bulldog. That's what I love to do. Yeah, and we're gonna go to the top, baby. That's where we going. We ain't going we ain't standing in the middle. We're gonna go to the top. Watch. All-wheel kennels of the Carolinas at your services. Watching, I'm gonna tell you what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. All right, y'all have a good one. Good evening.